Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Ethereum has been doing pretty much what we've been talking about in the last video. I can't remember if I actually shared it on YouTube or just with the Telegram members, or the channel members on Telegram. We talked about this inverse head and shoulders here, and that there is a potential that it breaks above the neckline, and based on the head height, that we could then expect a price target of around 3,150. So yes, it did break above the neckline in the end, but we didn't really have the volume. I mean, it's a weekend. Typically, I think on a weekend, the market moves a little bit less predictable because there's just less volume. And apparently here, as you can see, the market or the price struggled when it pushed up here. It really struggled with the 50-day moving average here at 2,890 US dollars. Then obviously bounced off that, retested the neckline, which is actually a good thing, but then failed to break higher. They actually made a lower high, then even a lower low. I mean, that did not really invalidate the whole pattern here, but because the neckline did eventually it did hold, but it looks like we're making another lower high. So in that case, I don't think this is actually going to play out anymore, because especially this, I would have given it this last chance, but I think, you know, the momentum is gone now. So it looks a bit like we're not getting there here, at least not within this sort of pattern momentum. So Ethereum currently, if I take a look here on the Binance chart, Ethereum could actually still be in this pattern here. I mean, we talked about it. Ethereum did reach my target area that we talked about back in November. From that point of view, and I need to repeat it because just to really make it very clear, even though I do still expect primarily lower prices, the low could be in. I mean, we've been talking about this for months now. We've been talking about the correction is still ongoing. I still think the correction is ongoing, but things have shifted a little bit since Ethereum has hit my target area, especially here, those lower ranges now. Ethereum has come into the target area, and these are the levels where altcoins most likely turn around. And yeah, the potential could be that the low is already in. Yeah, so I need to mention that. I had my buy order set, channel members know that, and most of them triggered. Of course, I always leave something for an even lower price, but that's it. You know, the low could be in, and I'm ready for the run to the upside. And everybody who's been following me in the last few weeks and months, hopefully as well. But primarily, I still expect another drop in line with Bitcoin, because my view is that Bitcoin hasn't reached its target area yet. Well, oh, it hasn't reached it. It hasn't reached it. And therefore, we need to understand that Bitcoin could see another major drop. That is my primary expectation for Bitcoin, and that would also have an effect on Ethereum. However, Ethereum is looking generally, even throughout here, August, September, October, it looked much more bullish than Bitcoin. The structure is much more bullish than Bitcoin's chart structure. And, you know, in the last video, we talked about that Ethereum is still above this. Obviously, it moved in this descending channel. It broke out of it and is still since then just retesting this as support. So riding on this support line, it could really move down into the target area once more. And that is actually what I expect. Now we have here on the chart this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern in orange. In the last video, I told you it's actually been invalidated, and that is true. It has been invalidated because this wave 4 high did come into the region of that wave 1 low. Okay, so technically that would invalidate that simple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern within this larger wave 5. Okay, as per the Elliott Wave method, the wave 4 is not allowed to get into the wave 1 price range. But I looked at it again and thought, right, we're actually in a wave 5 here. Yeah, at least that is how I see it. In a wave 5, a diagonal pattern, a so-called diagonal pattern, is not too rare, happens from time to time, and in a diagonal you can actually have these overlaps. So that invalidation is not that critical in this scenario here. So I leave it actually on the chart here until this wave 4 moves above the wave 2 high. So if it breaks above 3,200, that's it. But until then, I would leave it on the chart here, and the potential is that we already see the red candle, that we already now turn to the downside here. We had for this wave 4, I did give you the price target area that was reached perfectly. I remember that. So we did come here, also here into this range between the 0.382 and the 0.618, I think it was. So that was reached and we bounced off the 50-day moving average and we are now ready to move down lower. However, there is, I think, more potential to move higher, and I can only take a look here on the daily chart. The MACD, if this is going to continue, we're going to see here a bullish crossover, and that could push the price higher. It doesn't need to, it doesn't always do it. Here, for example, back in January, it didn't really push it much higher. So there was only a bit of a fake out MACD bullish crossover. So only looking at indicators, it's difficult. Yeah, I rarely use them on their own, actually never. I mean, bear in mind, we are still below the 50-day moving average, yeah. We are in this pattern with lower lows, lower highs. So the next wave could really push the price lower. Let me just take a look at the indicators here. The indicators on all time frames don't look too bad, to be honest. They would support higher prices. Certainly they would. Yeah, certainly they would. With the RSI being oftentimes in the bullish range, with the MACD being in the green, and possibly getting even a bullish crossover here on the daily chart. Even here the 4-day is reducing selling momentum. So the indicators would support higher prices, yeah. But the actual wave pattern and the price structure of the chart itself, and this move up in the wave 3 that you can see here, it didn't actually produce any impulsive. It didn't look impulsive at all, rather corrective. And what is coming down here looks for me more impulsive than that move up. Okay, you've got your clear wave structure here, and this could really have been the wave 4, and we're now ready for the last dump to the downside, and that could take us in an ideal case to $2,060. That is I think the 0.887 fib level. That is where I would expect the price to land. 2060. 1700 would be the lowest point in this scenario where it's possible. If we drop below 1700, we can expect a $1,000 Ethereum. Now, I don't hope that will happen, because it would mean a much longer recovery. And I don't think the indicators need it. The indicators are already very low. So hopefully we are going to hold that level, and the Bitcoin drop will not cause chaos here. So yeah, I can only repeat that I don't see that this low has already been in. The critical levels remain, yeah, critical levels where I am going to change my scenario here. The first critical level is that $3,200 level, but even if that is broken, only then this orange pattern is gone. Yeah, then I can take that out. But there is still then a possibility that we are still in this larger wave 4, that we haven't completed that yet, yeah. So that is then a possibility. But if we break above 3,440, yeah, or 35, then also that wave 4 scenario is gone, okay. And then we need to look at, oh, was the low really in already? That's as good as you can really do it. There is no other way. These are the key areas that I'm looking out for. And until these are really broken, I do expect primarily lower prices. And even there's no problem to wait actually until these levels are hit, yeah, or broken, if they are broken, right? At some point they will be, but the question is, do we go down first? But when these levels are broken, there is still a lot of upside potential, right? So, I mean, we have for the next wave for Ethereum, we have price projections based on the Fibonacci levels that take us all the way up to at least $6,800, more likely $8,000, and maybe even $10,000 here. These are the fib extensions in price discovery, where the price would logically, also based on what altcoins have done in the past, would go towards. And that is currently my view here on Ethereum. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. And if you really like the content, check out the channel membership. You can do so on my website, for which you can find a link in the description, or even here on YouTube, and then you can get access to the Discord server, the Telegram live chat, and a weekly live stream. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.